Welcome into the DFS Den. Dave Eddy here, aka Corporal Eddie on Twitter. Hope week one went well for you. Let's get into some wide receivers here for week two. And we'll start off with some cash options. And I tell you what, I'm loving Devonte Adams going up against the Cardinals. I think he's got the highest floor on the entire ceiling. He's an elite play, got an absolute ton of target share in week one. This may just be a guy that I plug right into cash. On the opposite side of the field, Rondell Moore. Now, at his price, if he plays, he also might be a lock for me in cash. I mean, they're correlated plays. They're obviously options in MME as well, but in cash, I think that you can offset some salary with Rondell Moore there as well. And then Tyreek Hill. I mean, third highest target share of all wide receivers in week one. He had twice as many targets as anybody else on the Dolphins. I think his price is pretty reasonable. He's not, the same lock kind of play as these other guys, but he's most certainly an option. And of course, all of these guys are going to be options in MME this week. So let's get into some MME specific plays. Now, you could argue that this guy is a cash play as well, but I think I'd rather just save a little bit of cash and not play Cooper Kupp in cash, but it's certainly viable. Going up against Atlanta, he's already priced way up, almost at 10K on DK, and rightfully so. He's top 5 in target share week one, very much in play with a Stafford stack. I think Allen Robinson's probably going to be more popular as a stack, and that just makes me want to play Cooper Kupp all that much more, to be honest with you. Then we're looking at Jamar Chase going up against the Cowboys. Oddly enough, it looks right now that Higgins is going to be higher owned because of the salary discrepancy between the two of them. But, Chase has got the upside in MME that you just drool over. And then you pair that with a very aggressive secondary in Dallas, and you could have a massive game from Jamar Chase. Next guy I like is DJ Moore going up against the Giants. I think he is mispriced this week. And he's some nice leverage off a much chalkier CMC. So that's the spot that I could see myself going. If you wanted to, pair him as a run back with Saquon Barkley, I think that makes a lot of sense. I like Mike Evans going up against the Saints. Of course, it's the Evans and Lattimore matchup, but I usually don't worry too much about wide receiver cornerback matchups in the NFL. There's not a lot of guys that 100% shadow somebody. And let me tell you what, in Tampa Bay right now, there's very consolidated targets. And Mike Evans is one of those guys. So he's in a good offense. I would just say don't think about it and, make sure you get some exposure there to him in MME. A guy that I think is coming in criminally underowned, and I think it will continue all week, is Terry Mclaurin. I know that he didn't have a good week one, and, Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel outshone him. But, man, Terry Mclaurin is a wide receiver one. And he's going up against a Lions defense that didn't show anything in week one. There's really no reason to think that Mclaurin can't have a massive week. And he's going to come in so underowned. And he's got a perfect, secondary stack partner with, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And you could even go DeAndre Swift if you wanted to. But I like stacking him in a secondary stack with St. Brown. You got people that are probably going to be flocking to Swift more than St. Brown. But St. Brown, I think, especially after week one, has proven that last season was not an outlier, was not a fluke. He is the alpha pass catcher in that offense. And, DJ Shark out there stretching the field. It leaves a lot of room open for St. Brown. Now, he did have 2 drops last week, which was weird because he didn't drop a pass all of last season. But, in a game where I expect there to be points put up, I can see that St. Brown play with Mclaurin being pretty nice and fairly underowned, all things considered. Now, if you haven't done so yet, pop on over here, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you get an alert every single time a new video comes out, and then drop a like on this video. I appreciate you tuning in, and good luck this week.